Welcome to a deep dive into the inner workings of one of the most intriguing and misunderstood personality types, the Sigma male. Unlike traditional archetypes that thrive on hierarchy and social validation, Sigma males operate on a path entirely their own. They move through life silently, deliberately, and with an almost sacred devotion to independence. When a Sigma male decides to cut someone off, it's never a whim or an emotional outburst. It's a well-thought-out, surgical act rooted in principle, not pain. Many are left confused, even wounded, by such sudden exits, but there's always a reason. Today, we explore 8 profound reasons why Sigma males choose to sever ties, offering clarity on what drives such calculated detachment. 1. Non-negotiable boundaries. Sigma males are built on an unshakable foundation of personal boundaries. These are not shallow rules imposed to control others, but deeply ingrained values shaped by years of self-reflection, life experience, and emotional intelligence. While some might speak openly about their limits, Sigmas embody them. You won't always hear a warning, but you will feel a shift. Their boundaries are sacred. Cross them, and you won't be met with anger or confrontation. Instead, you'll encounter silence, the kind that leaves you wondering what just happened. That's intentional. Sigma males don't waste breath defending their limits. They simply enforce them by disappearing. This isn't about being harsh or unapproachable. It's about self-respect. They understand that anyone who refuses to respect unspoken values is unlikely to honor verbal ones either. Their silence is not passive-aggressive, it's a final verdict. And once a boundary is violated, a Sigma rarely looks back. 2. The death of loyalty. To a Sigma male, loyalty is not an accessory, it is the core of all relationships. Trust is their currency, and once spent, it cannot be reclaimed. They do not build connections casually, each one is an investment. And betrayal in any form is bankruptcy. When they sense disloyalty, be it through dishonesty, inconsistency, or subtle manipulation, there's no confrontation. They don't ask for explanations. They don't plead. They exit, swiftly and silently, not out of bitterness, but out of principle. Sigma males possess an uncanny radar for behavioral shifts. A change in tone, a flicker of evasiveness, or a sudden shift in allegiance is enough to sound the alarm. And once it rings, the relationship is effectively over. This is an emotional immaturity. It's emotional intelligence at its highest level. Sigmas know that engaging with betrayal only prolongs the pain. So instead of pouring energy into fixing what someone else chose to break, they walk away. Not with hatred, but with clarity. 3. Emotional energy drain. Sigmas guard their energy with the same intensity that others guard their wealth. To them, mental and emotional clarity is everything. They understand the subtle cost of engaging with chaos, neediness, or constant negativity. Every interaction has a price, and they calculate it. If someone consistently drains their peace, brings drama into their life, or requires excessive emotional maintenance, a Sigma will not fight to keep them around. They will not offer ultimatums or warnings. They will simply remove the leak. This choice is not about arrogance. It's about sustainability. Sigma males know that their inner world must remain calm for their outer world to thrive. If someone threatens that balance, even unintentionally, the Sigma will retreat. In solitude, they recharge. Alone, they recalibrate. This isn't loneliness, it's sacred restoration. They thrive in environments where peace is preserved, not negotiated. And if you compromise that peace, they won't try to fix you. They'll remove you. 4. Threats to autonomy. One thing Sigma males will never compromise on is autonomy. It's not just a preference, it's a principle. Attempts to control them, dictate their path, or limit their freedom are seen as existential threats. They do not rebel, they disappear. This reaction is rooted in a psychological concept known as psychological reactance. It refers to the instinctive pushback people feel when their freedom is threatened. For Sigma males, this pushback manifests not in conflict but in withdrawal. They don't negotiate control. They reject it. Be it in romantic relationships, friendships, or professional settings, if someone seeks to impose their will on a Sigma, they'll find themselves facing a closed door. Sigma males flourish in environments that allow them to act on their terms. They're not trying to dominate others, they simply refuse to be dominated. And that refusal is non-negotiable. You either respect their space or you lose access to it. 5. Intellectual and emotional stagnation. Growth is oxygen for a Sigma male. Stagnation, in any form, suffocates them. They are constantly evolving, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and they expect those around them to be on a similar trajectory. When someone remains trapped in repetitive complaints, displays no desire for improvement, or resists change, a Sigma sees them as a threat to their evolution. Not because they judge others harshly, but because they know the company you keep either elevates or anchors you. They seek friendships and connections that challenge them, stimulate them, and expand their worldview. And if someone consistently resists growth, they will be left behind, not with resentment, but with resolve. To remain in stagnant environments or around stagnant people is, to Sigma, a betrayal of their own potential. They believe in intentional living, and that means pruning anything or anyone that hinders progress. 6. The necessity of solitude. Solitude isn't a luxury for Sigma males, it's a necessity. It's where they recharge, reflect, and realign with their purpose. These periods of isolation are intentional, structured, and deeply transformative. Unlike social personalities who derive energy from external interactions, Sigmas draw power from within. They use solitude to analyze their experiences, refine their goals, and reconnect with their authentic self. It's a sacred space that no one is invited into unless explicitly allowed. This need for solitude often confuses others. It's misread as avoidance or detachment. But in truth, it's strategic withdrawal, a time for sharpening their mind and strengthening their inner resolve. When Sigma males vanish into their world, they are not escaping reality. They are preparing to meet it with greater strength. And anyone who misunderstands or disrespects that process is unlikely to be welcomed back once the retreat is over. 7. Violation of core values. Every Sigma male operates by a personal code, a set of internal principles that guide their decisions, relationships, and lifestyle. These values are not flexible. They are carved through introspection and refined by life's trials. Integrity, respect, freedom, authenticity, these are not buzzwords. They are laws. If someone disregards or mocks these values, the Sigma male's response is not to argue. It is to exit. They don't entertain debates about principles that define them. When core values are violated, the relationship is dead in their eyes. This makes them seem rigid or intense to those who are used to compromising for convenience. But to a Sigma, compromising on values is the fastest way to lose oneself. And losing themselves is the one thing they will never allow. Respecting their code is the price of entry. Disrespecting is the ticket out. No discussion, no second chances, just absence. 8. Completion of purpose. Attempting to dictate a Sigma male's actions or thoughts is a futile endeavor. For them, independence is not simply a trait. It is the core of who they are. This drive for autonomy manifests in every aspect of their life. When they sense any form of control or manipulation, their instinct is not just to resist, but to withdraw entirely. This response aligns with the psychological theory of psychological reactance, which explains how individuals react negatively when they perceive a threat to their freedom. In essence, Sigmas will go to great lengths to preserve their ability to make their own decisions, even if that means walking away from relationships, jobs, or situations that attempt to stifle their personal agency. Sigmas flourish in environments that allow them the freedom to think, act, and choose without external interference. They are not motivated by the desire for dominance in social hierarchies, nor do they feel the need to conform to societal expectations. In fact, they often find traditional structures, whether in the workplace, friendships, or romantic relationships, restrictive and counterproductive to their growth. Their ability to maintain such a strong sense of self is both an asset and a challenge to others. Those accustomed to more flexible individuals may find the Sigma's commitment to independence alluring, yet frustrating. However, it is essential to understand that a Sigma's retreat is not a defiant act but rather an assertion of their need for personal space and governance. They will not be manipulated or forced into submission. This unwavering commitment to self-determination defines their very essence and is what sets them apart from those who willingly surrender their autonomy to fit in. Sigma males believe that emotional maturity involves knowing when to stay and when to walk away. They are not addicted to familiarity. They seek alignment. And when alignment ends, so does the connection. This allows them to live without baggage or unnecessary ties. They move forward with grace, not grudges. And those who don't understand this mindset often mistake it for indifference when it's actually wisdom. Conclusion: the art of intentional disconnection. Sigma males are not cruel or detached for the sake of it. Their decisions to cut ties are rooted in deep self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and an unwavering commitment to growth. They are not driven by revenge, but by values. Not by ego, but by evolution. If you find yourself on the receiving end of a Sigma silence, don't rush to label them cold or heartless. Look inward. Their departure may be the clearest mirror you'll ever face. One that reflects not just who they are, but who you were in that connection. Understanding Sigma males means understanding the language of actions, not words. They don't shout their standards. They live them. And when they leave, it's not to hurt you. It's to honor themselves. In a world full of noise, drama, and pretense, the Sigma male walks quietly, but with thunder in his steps. And when he walks away, it echoes.